Hi, my name is Serena Wong, and I'll be doing my presentation on the physics of tennis. Historians often argue among themselves about the origins of tennis. Some believe that the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans played a different version of tennis. The theory goes that the name tennis is derived from the Egyptian town of Tinis, and the word racket evolved from the Arabic word for palm of the hand, rahat. The history of tennis game was developed from a 12th century French handball game called paume. The game was first created by European monks for entertainment roles during ceremonial occasions. At first, the ball was hit with hands. Later, the leather glove came into existence. This leather glove was replaced with a handle for the purpose of hitting and serving of a ball. That was the birth of a tennis racket. The game became very popular, especially in France, where it was adopted by the royal family. By the year 1500, a wooden frame racket strung with sheep gut was in common use, as was a corked cord ball weighing around 3 ounces. The early game matured into what is now called real tennis. In 1877, the All England Club held the first Wimbledon tournament, and its tournament committee came up with a rectangular court and a set of rules that are essentially the game we now know today. The net was still 5 feet high at the sides, and the service boxes were still 26 feet deep. The physics of tennis is very intricate for a sport based on relatively simple conceptual principles such as hitting and bouncing of a ball. Whenever a tennis racket hits a ball, Newton's second law, F equals ma, which states that the acceleration of an object as produced by a net force is directly proportional to the magnitude of the net force. M would be the mass of the ball, and A would be the acceleration on the ball. F represents the net force exerted onto the ball due to the combined mass and acceleration on the ball. Gravity is what allows the game of tennis to be played. Without gravity, the ball wouldn't come down and bounce in the court after it was hit. A tennis ball is constantly undergoing an acceleration due to the force of gravity. The force of gravity acts downwards on the ball and is perpendicular to the court surface. An equation for the magnitude of the force of gravity on the ball is given by Fg equals ma. In Chapter 2, we were introduced to the concept of free fall, which is the motion of an object falling with constant acceleration. The acceleration of a free-falling object is due to the gravitational pull on the object, which is negative 9.81 meters per second squared. Free fall is used in tennis when a server tosses a ball in order to serve. Any of the equations shown in the photo can be used to calculate for either the height of the toss, which is delta y, the initial velocity of the ball, vi, which is the velocity of the ball being thrown upwards, and vf, the final velocity of the ball, which will be 0 since it's sitting at the top of maximum height, and delta t, the time it takes for the ball to reach maximum height, and a, which represents the acceleration of the ball, which is negative 9.81 meters per second squared. In Chapter 6, we learned about different types of collision, such as perfectly inelastic collision and elastic collision. In tennis, elastic collision is displayed when a ball is hit by a racket. In this equation, m1 represents the mass of the ball, and v1i represents the initial velocity of the ball as it is traveling towards the racket. m2 is the mass of the racket, and v2i is the initial velocity of the racket before making contact with the tennis ball. In this equation, the masses of the racket and ball remain constant. v1f is the final velocity of the ball after it makes contact with the racket, and v2f is the final velocity of the racket after it makes contact with the ball. I have been playing tennis since I was 9 years old, and I really enjoy the sport. I play competitive all year round. Since I was a freshman, I have been a part of the Northville varsity tennis team. As a freshman, I won my flight individually at states, and the team came in first overall at states. As a sophomore, I came runner-up at states in my flight, and the team came in second overall. This year, on the 2nd and 3rd of June, the Northville varsity girls tennis team headed to Midland yet again to compete in the state championship and came in first place and took home the championship. Here is a short video of the team celebrating our win at states. I have enjoyed playing on the team for the past 3 years and can't wait to see how we will do next year, my final year with the team. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you learned a lot about the physics of tennis.
Well, maybe I came on too strong. Maybe I waited too long. Maybe I played my cards wrong. Oh, just a little bit wrong. Oh, baby, I